Please give this panel on happiness, and it is not a manel, it has two women. And in every jury, in every conference, I try 50-50, but I can say at least 30-40% of everything we do have women. I have some special people on this panel. They need no introduction, but I can tell you, Luke talked about gratitude. There are at least 4 people on this panel. I'm meeting you for the first time. I don't know you. I know you from the jury meet. But I can say the other 4 people, I've known all of them more than 2 decades. First, my friend, Mr. Nayak, who arguably is the most kind person I've ever met in my life. And he's no wonder started a happiness company. He's into employee happiness, and he's brought in a technology which helps God. He was the CEO of Colors. He's one of the most celebrated, respected, and I'd say the most loved person in the media industry. And I can say I know almost everyone. I can't say know everyone, but I know almost everyone. So Mr. Nayak is not joining because his younger daughter's birthday in Bombay. We had this initially on the 19th, which he was joining physically. But thank you, Mr. Nayak, for being here. And he's one of the most, my wife and father-in-law tell me, मैं embarrass कर रहा हूँ थोड़ा राज जी आपको, कि अगर तुमको कुछ करना है तो राज जी जैसे बनो. And that's not a joke, He's definitely among the most kindest people I've met. PK Khurana ji, again, my first money I made as an entrepreneur 22 years back, 3 lakh rupees, thanks to a partnership with him. Mr. Kochar, मेरी बड़ी बहन से राखी बंधवाते हैं और मेरी शिकायत मेरी माँ और बहन को करते ही रहते हैं for various reasons. But he's written a book on happiness which will get launched, which we publish at BW Books. But he's launched a happiness platform for individuals. Mr. Jwalan Swarup, I met him again almost 21 years back. He was a leader in the media space. I just started. Then he was a director at Lokmat. He went on to become the CEO of Lokmat, CEO of Sakal, CEO of many other media companies. But 6 years back, he left his job at the pinnacle of his career and started Happy Ho. And in fact, I met Antino Solar John through him. I needed an NLP session, so he recommended I go and meet Antino. I was dealing with something, and he's again the kindest people. My family loves him. My father-in-law's birthday is always invited. So very, very, very important person in my life. And they're not here because they're relevant for what you do. They're good at what they do. Soumya and Sonia they applied in the BW Wellbeing 40 under 40. We know the results. So always stay optimistic. Now, let me start by asking you, what is your definition of happiness? Mr. Nayak, what is your definition of happiness? Rajji, what is your definition of happiness? You have a smiling face.
My definition of happiness is being, if I have to use just one word, I would say accepting, acknowledging what you have and being content. I think that is the definition of happiness.
Okay. Mr. Khurana, your definition of happiness. You'll have to take the mic. I know you're a loud Punjabi from Chandigarh, but you still need a mic.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. My definition of happiness is attitude of gratitude. Mr. Batra, we know each other for the last 20 years now, and he is the personification of gratitude. You can see when he was addressing us, introducing about the event, he acknowledged each and every person. It is not just...
Basically, I'm blaming my life on all these people. That's what I'm doing. But
okay. Each and every person.
So you're saying gratitude, expressing gratitude is happiness. Yogi Kochar, what is your definition? Short, I'll ask short questions, short answers.
So my definition of happiness is managing desires. Either we have poor desires or we have desires that make us feel poor.
Yes. Jwalan ji, आपका तो नाम ही happy हो है.
See, my definition of happiness is to be me. That is all. Because
Beautiful.
this is
Authentic.
very,
Authentic.
very, very
आपकी बीवी
important.
बच्चों ने कोशिश की होगी 30 साल से आपको चेंज करने की, तो आप कैसे नहीं हो उस पे हम बाद में पूछेंगे.
बीवी बच्चों ने भी कोशिश की और बाकी दुनिया ने भी की, ऐसी बात नहीं है, मगर चॉइस अपनी होती है. इफ यू वांट टू बी हैप्पी यू हैव टू मेक दैट चॉइस टू बी यू योरसेल्फ. एक्चुअली मेरे पुराने चेयरमैन उन्होंने मुझसे कहा था कि you are coming in our organization and I expect you to change our organization. But we have a reputation that we always change the people whom we bring to change us. So that's the bottom line. And when I was leaving, I reminded him of this statement and I asked this question to him. Ki, Vijay Babu,
Vijay Babu.
Vijay Babu, have you changed me or I have changed you? Bole, you changed the entire organization. So happiness is with you and it radiates from you. So if you are able to make the organization happy, growth is guaranteed. So for all those people who know what Lokmat is or what Sakal is, where I was for a very little time, that the only driving force in the team was the happiness. And that's the driving force for me as well. So that's what I try to do.
Soumya, your definition of happiness.
So for me, happiness is being content with being authentically you. Being
Donald
us-
Trump is authentically himself. Now, that's not a good thing, but I'm just kidding.
So authentic means accepting yourself exactly as you are. The good, the bad, the ugly are all parts of us. And knowing that we can change whatever it is, but it first begins with acceptance. And knowing that you have the ability to change, taking responsibility of it, and being authentically yourself in the face of everything. That's happiness.
Thank you. Sonia,
So my definition of happiness is being in the actions which is serving my mind, body and soul. And in parallel, it is aligned to my life values and in purpose. So actions which are purposeful to me, to others, that gives me happiness. That is my definition of
so
happiness.
Sonia, now let me start with you. What is more important for you, happiness or joy? And is there a distinction?
So joy is a part or spectrum of happiness. Happiness is, as Luke said, it is homeostasis in mind, body and soul. So when there is a joy, there is a little bit of spike in that homeostasis, that is called joy. So happiness is that equilibrium which you have in mind, body and soul. And when I do actions and when I know that these actions are serving my value, which is related to me or anybody else, that is called happiness. Joy is, which is just a spike in that homeostasis.
You know, my parents, my dad will be 82 in 14 days. My mother is 81. They've never read a book on happiness, but they're happy. Why do we have to talk about happiness to be, why is it needed? Why do somebody has to write a book on happiness? Chasing happiness, discussing it. Why do we need to do it? It should be a natural expression of who we are. Do you think we have a culture which is glorifying happiness? Because it's okay to be sad. I mean, that's part of human emotions. There is many seasons throughout the year. There is summer, winter, autumn. Similarly, in our lives, why do we have to be happy all the time? So Sonia, as a young person, what is, and the conference theme is well-being in the digital era, social media. जय मदान जी के ज्यादा फॉलोअर्स हैं मेरे से, मैं अपना बोल लेता हूँ, मेरा कोई कंपैरिजन नहीं है, आपके लंबे बाल है, मेरे तो बाल भी नहीं है, लेकिन you know, why do we have to, you know, era of comparisons, you know, why do we have to talk about happiness? It should unmukt, it should be a natural expression and a natural feeling. What do you have to say to this one?
So we need to talk about happiness because that is not taught. As we say, digital literacy, social literacy, and other literacies, we don't talk about happiness. We talk only what causes happiness. But where the happiness is, it is inside. So it needs to be taught. A child who is just learning needs to know, where is the happiness lying. So we don't talk these things. That's why we are talking when we are adults that what is happiness, how to get that happiness. That's the reason that books are written. That's the reason where people are searching happiness on the outside world. Whereas it is inside and it should be taught at the very early stage.
Okay. You know, no one of you asked me what is my
Anurag ji,
definition of
can I
happiness.
just come in?
Who's this?
Raj here, Raj.
Yes, Mr. Naik, I almost forgot you. See,
You know-
you have to send me some tablets and all. मेरी memory का कुछ करना पड़ेगा राज.
नहीं, कोई बात
I
नहीं.
almost forgot you.
I just want to come in because you said, why is it that all of us have to be happy all the time? Why can't be sad? I think there's a misconception. Happiness does not mean that you can't be sad. Happiness does not mean you can't be angry. Happiness does not mean you can't be upset. People have this notion being happy means that, you have that doll which you wind up and all the time they're bubbly and they think. Happiness means, it's a state of mind, and it is something that you need to sustain. It is how to react to situations, how you act, because right at this moment, we are all happy. You can get one phone call and you could be sad. It's another emotion, right? The thing is, when you speak about happiness in general, you need to speak about sustained happiness. So I just wanted to clarify this point.
Beautiful. I like sustained happiness. And in my view, I'll tell you my definition of happiness. We are all selfish. I'm very selfish, okay? We try to be selfless, and I have met in my life people like Dakshji, Pandit R.K. Sharma, who are very selfless. And I won't go into that. I mean, all of us need to be a little bit selfish also. But my definition is making at least one person happy. Couple of years back, I started doing this, Rajji. I started writing mails. Every day I write to one person, complimenting them, and deeply, it's somebody I feel about. And I made it a practice. Sustain every day one mail. I call Panditji once in 3-4 months and tell him how amazing he has been in my life. I call Jwalanji. I mean, I don't have a formal relationship. I can pick up the call at 2 a.m. at night. So my definition is making other people happy. There is a joy in giving. There is a joy in making other people happy, right? That's my definition. And you talk about sustained happiness. I want to ask this panel, and I'll start with you, Soumya. How do you go from happiness to joy to bliss?
The fact is, you don't need to go. Our true nature is that of bliss. And underneath that, everything else is there. As Luke also talked about and others also talked about, it is when we get attached and attach our ego to what will give me happiness is when I actually lose touch with the bliss that is already my nature. It is as Sonia also said, and you talked about sustainable happiness, so did Raj sir talked about it. Sustainable happiness is our nature. That is really contentment. But what we start to look for is these peaks of endorphin rush and serotonin. But the fact is, if there is peace on the inside, if there is that contentment on the inside, that is the state of Satchidanand that we talk about in our Indian system, isn't it? When I look for happiness on the outside, and potentially a book is written to remind me, and the essence of that book is search inside. I maybe spend 500 rupees to read that book, which basically says turn within. The fact is, when I look outside for that happiness is the moment when I start walking away from it. And if you won't mind, I'll just disagree with something that you said a while back. You said, I love to do one act of kindness, send a mail, etc. Who gets happy at the end of it is you.
Absolutely. I tell you, that's my definition of happiness.
Absolutely.
Of course, at the end of the day, whatever we do, because it gives us satisfaction, happiness.
Correct.
And when I give a gift, specific gift, or I go and I met Rajji last trip, I was happy because, I spent 2 hours with him without a phone, looking at my phone.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
who got happy was you.
Yes, of course.
And we also need to
And
understand.
only happy people can make other people happy. If you're, a lot of times you get angry because there is sorrow, there is angst, there is anxiety, if I may use. So you have to be also in some way be balanced and happy to make other people happy. If you're unhappy, you'll constantly manifest in your conversations, in your actions. Like I'm a perfectionist, it may not come across. Like I don't like the fact that there was one less mic on the stage when I got on. I told them, and outside, Pandit R.K. Sharma and Shri J.C. Chaudhary were walking in. I don't know, where is Chaudhary Sahab? Sanya, where is Chaudhary Sahab? Yeah. So, and my team was asking me, them, who are you? Of course, they got my goat. So, because I'm a perfectionist. But at the same time, happy, if not 100 times, 99% time. And I learned to accept myself. But let me come to Jwalanji. Jwalanji, in a world where there's so much of competition, so much, there is, I tell you, I will not take names, gurus, big gurus, who say, हमारी photo पहले होनी चाहिए, इससे बाद में होनी चाहिए, ये सब, I respect them for what they've achieved. So I am very conscious and my team is very conscious. But if they've really reached nirvana, it shouldn't matter to them कि उनकी photo कहाँ है. Right? Right? अब मैं बोलता हूँ कई बार मैं भी conference फोनों पे जाता हूँ तो I say like I'll only do a standalone. I'll not be on a panel. And there is the ego manifest that I've achieved so much. Rajji, you and me have been in the media industry in this my 22nd year, and you've seen much more than me. So I want to ask you, how do you stay happy in a world that is so competitive?
which is so materialistic, where the goalpost changes you have one big car now, another big car, big home. I know you are happy, you do meditation, you have a meditation room, but give others this playbook of happiness.
Okay, you actually have asked a very pertinent question, Anurag, but the fact remains that the answer may be a little longish, but I will try to make it as simple and smaller. Now, when you use the word competition, I mean, you move away from yourself and you are competing with the other. And the moment you start competing with the other, what you say is right. So my state of happiness is to compete with myself. I don't compete with anybody else. So whether you put me here, there, or anywhere, I never desire to come and sit in the first line because I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm only in competition with myself. I am working in terms of how to be happier than the previous moment. That's it. And that's the whole premise. So while I was working, I was in an extremely competitive industry. It was intensely competitive, but I never competed with anybody. I was competing, it's like drawing the bigger line than the earlier line, a smaller line. So there has never been the likes of Times of India or anybody else for me as a competition. I was just drawing my own line. That's it.
To this question, how does one deal with one's failures? I'm not talking about yours. I mean, generally, let's say you set targets for ourselves, whatever, that could be losing weight, that could be making a certain amount of money, that could be social media followers. I mean, people call me, I have 15,000 Instagram followers. It's great. But I have real friends. I tell them, I have real relationships. Social media is good, but have real relationships. So how does one deal and achieve happiness when you're constantly sometimes not achieving what you wanted to?
So I will take a minute and 30 seconds to answer that. I used to be with Microsoft and part of the leadership team in India. They sent me off to Maui, which is part of the Hawaii Islands, and they said 15 days you're on the bench and then we're preparing you for your next journey. So whilst all that was happening, one evening I landed up at a pub and I met this old man who I got talking to, and he said, what do you do? So I said, well, I work for Microsoft. He said, no, I was asking you, what do you do? So I said, well, I work for Microsoft. So no, he says, no, you didn't get my question right. What do you do is in terms of what do you do? So I said, I didn't get that one. So then he explained it to me. He says, how much do you want and what for? If you can answer those two questions, you pretty much arrived. So I said, explain that a little more lucidly. And he said, what you need to do is to take into account your residual life. And I was back then, I was about 50, I'm 55 now. He said, take into account that you're going to live for another 35 years. Take into account your insurances, 1 house, 2 cars, a lovely spouse or a friend or somebody that you can live with. How much do you need for your food and insurances and medical and health and stuff like that? And then come back to me again tomorrow evening and we shall discuss. So I got into a conversation with him again the next day. And he said, so did you figure it out? I said, yeah, I did. So he says, do you have it? I said, yes. So he says, so why go to Europe? And that was a huge turning point in my own life. And to Raj Naik and what you said, Raj, earlier, is in terms of managing emotions. Yeah, so these emotions get taken for a joyride by the Pied Piper of the Hamelin, who talks to me from the hoardings and from the cars and buses and says, come here, buy me, come here, buy me. Everybody's trying to sell himself to me. So I think if you can answer those two questions, you cut through the chase. And, it says the rule of the road is a paradox quiet. You're wrong if you walk on the right.
Thank you, Yogi ji, for making it interesting. Mr. Khurana, you are a happiness guru. What does a happiness guru do? What does a happiness guru do? And how come you became a happiness guru? How did you become? How can I become a happiness guru? How can I like PK Khurana when I grow up?
You asked multiple questions. I shall try to answer as far as possible. I wish I had a story to tell you behind being addressed as happiness guru. There is no story as such.
At least being honest, I share all his quotes that he puts on Twitter
Yeah.
because I love them.
We are 7 friends who go for a walk every morning. I used to crack jokes, and since we had 1.5 hours to stay with each other, we used to share our challenges, our problems, with each one of us. And I used to generally come up with the solutions which everybody liked. And at a point of time, one of my friends told me, my son has gone rebel. He's not listening to us. He may become a drug addict and he may go to jail. Can you solve this problem? I had 4 or 5 sessions with the child, and after that he became very obedient. And today he is the CEO of a very successful company. The second instance was when one of my friends' daughter was on the verge of having a divorce with her husband. I met her. I understood the challenges, the routine of her husband and her in-laws. I went to her husband without having any appointment, without even knowing him. I sat with him, discussed with him, and he came back with him that very day and took his back. So those 2 instances were the top of the town. My friends discussed this with their friends, and so people started coming to me. This is how they branded me as a happiness guru. Otherwise, there was no.
Absolutely. So it's about making an impact in other people's life. Rajji, you, without being called a happiness guru or anything, you made a lot of impact. No, I know it. I mean, I won't go into those details. I have been the recipient of it. So have been a lot of my friends. Now, you started this happiness company and happiness product to be able to gauge the well-being of individuals in organizations. Now, happiness is not a constant. It's not a milestone. It's a ever-changing, dynamic milestone. How does one keep up as an entrepreneur, make your colleagues happy, make oneself happy? Because it's a changing goalpost all the time.
Yeah. So I'll just make 2-3 points, Anurag ji. What you said, you're very.
One, I'm younger than you, and I've told you I'm Anurag B.
But for me, you're still Anurag ji, and I've always called you that, and I will continue that. Quickly, one of the things which you mentioned, selfish. We have this thing that selfish is a negative word. In India, when they say being selfish, that person is very selfish. I think being selfish is very good. Ayn Rand has written a book on this, saying being selfish. If you haven't read it, you must read it. Because unless you're selfish, you can't accumulate stuff, right? And it's to do with anything. You accumulate love, you accumulate happiness, you accumulate money. And only when you have accumulated it, can you give
it back.
Because if you don't have something, how are you giving it back? Because you have to have it within you for you to share it with others. That's point 1. 2 is you asked another question, which I heard one of the panelists answering. And again, this is not my own, to be very honest, but I read it and I thought it was an excellent analogy. The difference between happiness and joy, right? Joy is like the lift in an elevator in a 100-story building that will keep going up and down, right? And happiness, and when I say happiness, I refer to is the structure that is there that will get, there will be a storm, there will be sunshine, but it will always stand firm. And that is all within you. And let me tell you, when you ask me, I'm no happiness guru, but why I got into this business is I had a career, I had a great job, I had a corner office, I probably ran one of India's largest media company, whatever perks that came with it, right? And I used to tell everyone in the organization that the job of the CEO is only one thing: to make sure that everybody who works with me wakes up in the morning and has that adrenaline rush to come to work. And my whole thing was, if you can do that, and if I have achieved that, you will do all the work. I will take the credit and I'll share some with you. And I used to joke about this. And until one day, I didn't have that adrenaline rush to go to work. And it's a long story, so I'll cut it short. Finally, when I decided to quit, and I quit my job, and I had no clue. I mean, this is everything that's happened in my life has happened by default, including this business, right? But one thing I realized were people were not happy. And nobody ever asks you in an organization, how are you feeling? I can ask the people sitting here right now, how many of you in organizations that you work, when was the last time anybody asked you, how are you feeling? Except when you
No
come
one
from-
asked me.
when you come from a
Neither
city or
Prasad,
a-
Sanya, Devika, no one asked me.
Okay.
I also work with them.
And even when I quit my job, nobody asked me, what are you feeling? No, it was all about fixing things, and this is something I learned from my wife. I mean, when I was with Star TV and I used to travel 20 days a month, I came home and, and those days she was not working. So she was alone at home. So she used to vent, right? And I used to like, okay, we'll fix this. And she said, I don't want you to fix it. I just want you to listen to me. I just want you to listen to me, right? Everybody wants that outlet. So that's when, and again, coming back to one of the things one of the panelists mentioned, we speak about emotions. We are so hardwired from our childhood to say, if you're crying, don't cry. And if you're a boy, don't cry like a girl. What you're doing, you're suppressing emotions, right? You're hardwired that way. So when you grow up, we are all told, leave emotions at home. Don't carry emotions to work. Because, if you carry emotions to work, you're soft. इतना इमोशनल
Yeah.
क्यों होता है? You're supposed to be a soft.
मैं बहुत सुनता हूँ ये. Right from my wife to
नहीं,
kids to my from my.
मेरे को कहा गया है, you are a soft boss, but I can with conviction tell you, all my success has come because of the way I manage
Yes.
my people, right?
I like you and I love you. You're the only person, in spite of pipping me. I always say, Mr. Raj, you are my common friend, Manoj Gurshani. I always say, he said, you and Raj. I said, Raj is better than me, any day. There's no question about that. But I want to end this panel because running late and we have Pandit R.K. Sharma, Shri J.C. Chaudhary, Mr. Prateek Bhatt, Ms. Jay Madan, Mr. Praveen Singh Chauhan. They're all stalwarts, some very, very accomplished people. I want to end this panel by asking all of you. I'll start with Sonia and I'll come to you, Shri P.K. Khurana ji. Sonia, if you had to make an advice and a prediction for the future on how to be happy, a tip that I could take away. I believe in the process of reverse mentoring. I could learn. What would that be? Same question to all of you. Sonia?
So I would say that search your value. If you could find your value, you can align your happiness, your actions, everything around and can find the true happiness. Because values drive us. Values makes us what we are, what we do and what we spread. So if you can search your value, if you can find your value, that is the best thing you can do to yourself.
Thank you, Sonia. Ms. Sharma?
So I would say connect with self first. Disconnect from
तो वाईफाई से डिस्कनेक्ट करो. हम जाते ही हर जगह ना आजकल मेरे बच्चे भी पहला काम वाईफाई ढूंढते हैं. मैं भी होटल में आते ही वाईफाई चलता कि नहीं. We have to connect with ourselves. तभी तो मंदिर में I went to some temple in South India where it says if you want to connect with God and yourself, leave your phone outside. You said the same thing. You're very prophetic.
So to use digital media as a way of connecting, but not as a way of finding yourself there. Self is here. So first connect with self.
How does one find the self?
First by turning within.
How?
Okay, so even if you get aware of what is happening in this moment. even if you get
Awareness.
Exactly. Awareness.
You find
and
yourself by
acceptance.
knowing who you are, by
Begin
being
with
aware of your
awareness.
strengths, weaknesses, what you like, what you don't like, and you're unique and perfect the way you are. Jwalanji, your final comment.
My thing would be to how can I be my real me? I should not be what others thinks. It is what I who am I, right? So I should be the product of myself rather than of several other people. So that could probably be the one reason to make you more sad and meeting expectations of others.
So accept yourself, who you are. That's
As you are.
happiness is accepting yourself. That's what Jwalanji is saying. Yogi, I know you accept yourself when you love yourself. That I know by knowing you for 26 years. But go ahead, tell us what is your one tip for happiness?
So just a tip really, but my father would say, advice is something you don't give anybody because the wise don't need it and the fools don't heed it. So it really stems from the serenity prayer. It says, oh God, give me the courage to change what I can. the serenity to accept what I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. If one can do that, I think one will be happy. It's
Beautiful.
all a management of desire at the end of the day.
Khurana ji, before I go to Mr. Nayak for his final comment,
Yes, sir.
go.
You asked 3 questions to the panel, and answering those 3 questions will answer your this question.
Sure.
You asked, how do we live in this competitive world? So if you have a competition with yourself, you become.
So improve
1%.
yourself.
Yes.
Improve yourself every day.
Yeah, you become even 1% better every day.
Progress.
You evolve, you become a present continuous tense, and this is how you grow, this is how you become one. Second, as Rajji said, and everybody else also said, I would like to re-emphasize that people just don't think, they also have emotions.
Absolutely.
So
In fact, that's more important than thinking. Most people respond to how you treat them, how they feel, and not about thinking. Absolutely.
and the third question you asked was the difference between happiness, joy, and bliss.
Bliss.
Or to move from happiness to joy to bliss. So my answer to this question is, that is the answer to this, your question also, is happiness is being happy with yourself, and joy is one notch higher when you see somebody else being happy and you become happy.
And bliss, when there is no need to be happy,
Bliss is
how you are.
understanding the nothingness of money.
Absolutely.
If I'm told by a doctor that you will be living for another 1 hour or 2 hours or 7 hours or a day, that is the moment when I realize that the money is important in life, but it also is.
Not the most important. Thank you. Rajji, final word from you.
Yeah, before I'll say it quickly, but before that, I'm going to ask you one question, Anurag ji. What does truth mean to you? What is truth?
Very deep question. I'll have to come back to you, but
Okay, anybody at the panel, anybody on.
yeah, I think Mickey can answer that better than me. Yes.
Raji, this is Mickey Mehta.
Hi, Vicky. Nice.
Hi,
to see you.
hi. So I'll come to truth, but I have to start with logic. So logic is lame. Reality is relative. Facts are only factual. But truth is absolute. So the
Beautiful.
constant which doesn't change.
Truth is like I have very little hair. That's
Yeah.
truth.
Okay.
And where nothing works, head works. Dr.
Yes.
Prakash Kothari is.
Truth is also what you believe and your conviction, because they say always there are 3 sides to
Okay.
truth, right? Your side, my side, and the truth. It's what you believe is truth for you. It's your conviction, right? So truth can be negotiated. Feelings cannot be negotiated. And
Beautiful.
somebody just mentioned that people just don't think, they also feel. And neuroscience will tell you that even though the brain transmits all the signals to the whole body, there are more number of signals that go from the heart to the brain. And coming back to the answer, Anurag, since you asked, for me, I mean, everybody has said everything, and I agree with all the panelists here being authentic and everything. But if there's one thing that if you can practice, you will always be happy. And that's very simple. You must be willing to let go.
Beautiful. I let go of my hair. That's why I'm happy. I don't have to use
Anurag,
shampoo and so on. On that happy note,
Anurag, just a sec, just a
Yes.
sec, just a sec. See, we have a Buddhist monk in the room. Am I,
yes.
what I can see, and Buddha has always spoken about Ananda, right? And Krishna has always spoken about Paramananda, right? And this, as we see, is that we are talking about happiness, as you raised that question in the beginning. So the more you talk about happiness, the world will be more happier. Because if you are spreading sadness across the societies, that means that you are focused onto the sadness. So it is good that the happiness is being talked about. It is actually some wonderful change happening in
Next
the
time I'll
in
not
the
Kapil
India.
Sharma on the happiness panel. But thank you for that.
Right.
We'll give all
Okay.
our panelists a big round of applause.
Anurag, just one controversial question I have
Okay.
to Raj and all the panelists put together.
I didn't want to have questions because we're
Sorry,
running late,
sorry,
but
sorry.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Quickly.
Life is made of polarities. So there is
Made of
polarities.
polarities.
There is black and white.
Right.
there is sadness and
Of course.
happiness.
It takes sadness to know happiness.
But confluence of polarities brings joy. That is bliss, ananda. So why do we have happiness on one side of the polarity when it cannot be constant?
It's continuum. That's your
So
question.
whether happiness is a constant, is it a state or is it a condition? And if so, why? And at the shunyam quotient, which is the center point of confluence, isn't bliss the proper word instead of happiness?
Mickey, I'm not a knowledgeable person at all.
Thank you for
have-
confessing it after 25 years, sir. We're
I,
grateful to you.
because you have posed this question to the panel, so I'm just attempting.
जो ऐसा कहता है ना वो बहुत ज्ञानी होता है, वो सोचता भी है कि वो बहुत ज्ञानी है.
So, the fact is, happiness is when you say that it is a state, that is what all the learned people have said, that it is, when a child is born, there is no reason for him to be just being in utter joy, in utter happiness, and he is running his hands and legs and just enjoying what he is, and he is absolutely in that
So it's a
moment.
continuum.
It is like, how can you reclaim your happiness, which was there with you as a child? And this is the premise of all the religions, be it Buddhism or be it Christianity,
Or
even
Hinduism or Sikhism.
or Jainism or whatever it is, and especially
Thank you.
Hinduism.
And happiness
So-
is different things for different people. My getting
So,
enough sleep
if-
is happiness for me.
If you attach happiness to something, then there probably would be some
Dissonance.
misconnection there. But if you are just connecting with yourself, that is where I think you are trying to reclaim what is lost. So we have to just discover, it is already there.
And I can-
That's for sure. And
Thank-
how can you ask this question, how can you? It is only and only meditations that can help you. So the more you go inside, the more you do meditations, and maybe you find a guru for yourself. Like I found a guru for myself. And I'm so happy that Dr. Kothari was here, because if you are talking about happiness and you are not talking about sex, and you raise that question, Sambhog se Samadhi tak, Osho is my guru.
Yeah,
And what he has said is very simple. He has said that find yourself and you will find your happiness, because your happiness is lost because you have lost yourself. So we are running into the whole world anywhere, and it is Kasturi Kundali Basre, Mrik Dhunde Banamai. So it is the same thing. The real essence is within you, and we are running all around the world.
Thank you so much. Give this panel a big round of applause. We have a very big panel before the lunch and we have to get back. Please give this happy panel a lot of happiness, bigger joy, bigger claps, louder. Thank you so much. We'd like to invite Shri J.C. Chaudhary ji, the founder of Akash Institute, the founder of a numerology app whose name I still have to remember, but I did ask him for time to go and see him, which I will do next week. We request Shri J.C. Chaudhary ji come and give mementos to all our panelists. Raji will send your mementos to Bombay. Please give them a big round of applause.